praise Jesus. I hope you're well and you're well kept of the Lord. I am happy to be here talking to us, to share with us very important thing that is not commonly talked about, but it's a reality. One, I want to start by telling someone today that the situation you are in, you're not the only one that is in it. Many other people are going through it. It doesn't matter how hard it is, how painful it is, how much it makes you feel. One thing I am sure, you're not alone in it. And if you cared to open your heart to share with someone, surely you'd realize that probably it's not that we are comparing, but you'd realize there are more difficult situations that people go through and they come out strong and even stronger, because we are told anything we go through, it should either make us better, or it can even break us depending on how we respond to situations. So I want to speak to someone who feels stressed, who feels disappointed, frustrated. You've gone through a very hard time. You feel as if you're misunderstood. You feel as if no one cares about you. You're the person I want us to share about with today, to tell you that at one time in life, we usually feel like that. I've been there myself, where you feel no one cares, no one feels your pain, no one understands your struggles, no one is concerned about your life. Then you get to a point where you become stressed because probably you feel you are second-class person. But remember, when you feel like you're second-class person, God created you as a first-class person. He values you. You are God's child. You are God's image. And apart from that, because we are relational beings, we are human beings, we cannot hide the fact that we need people around us. Anytime we feel lonely, it is very important that we take a step to approach other people, because we think other people are ignoring us, but we've not opened our lives to share our lives with them. Some people may not impose themselves on us. Sometimes we go through hard situations and we want to lock ourselves in a bubble, to leave everyone out, and in the end sometimes we make very, very bad decisions that will cost us, decisions that will cost those who value us. Because, for instance, a young person goes through a hard time, feels misunderstood by the parent, feels no one cares, the peers have rejected them, they feel so lonely. Then instead of speaking out and sharing with someone, they go and just take the rope, tie around their neck, and take away their lives. What a loss. You know, your life is so valuable. It's indeed a loss for you to take your life. Your life is so precious. Your life is so precious to God, to those who love you, to you yourself, because you have a future, you have a goal. You just can't lose it. You need to open up and speak out. When you do so, you'll realize that life is not as you think. You may share with someone who helps to open up your mind to realizing that your situation is not, or the solution you think is what should help you, is not actually exactly what you are thinking. Because some of the decisions we take when we are emotional may be costly in the long term. So you is there and you feel down, you feel disappointed, you feel stressed. Before you make any decision, make a step to speak to someone you feel you can trust with yourself. Okay, I know you'll tell me, who is to trust these days? Yeah, probably you've been betrayed before, you've seen others betrayed before, and you're feeling as if, there's no one I can trust. Come on, you can trust someone. Okay, let's assume then you can't trust someone, but then you're bogged down with negative feelings, negative emotions. Before you make any decision, just vent it out. Take a book, write down what you feel, chew the paper later on, and walk out feeling relieved. Okay, maybe that one doesn't work for you. No, of all the untrustworthy people, take one. Speak to them. Vent out your emotions. Feel free. You'll deal with the rest later on. Because if you continue holding those negative emotions, they are going to kill you. They are going to put you down. Every person has a breaking point. No man is an island. No one can stand alone. We need God and we need other people. I want you to watch this video, then I'll tell you something towards the end of it.
That my son committed suicide. And he committed suicide on my veranda, and my 2 small children are the ones who found him. And they kept telling me, Mami, come and see, kuna game mbaya Chichi anacheza. And it was a Sunday evening and we had just had supper. And I thought that it was just one of his antics because he was a difficult boy. He became very difficult after he failed his Form 4 exams. And so finally, when they kept going and coming, and I was in my room. When I went outside, I found my son hanging on my veranda. And the most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up till here. Because he had... I screamed and I climbed up immediately and I collected him and I put him down and I rushed. I started calling his sisters to take him to hospital. So we rushed to hospital, but when we reached there, the hospital told us that nobody actually was doing anything. They checked it. I told them to put him on oxygen because he was lacking oxygen and his fingers had become gray because there was no oxygen. That usually happens after 2 minutes or about 6 minutes of lack of oxygen in the body. So I walked out and I just went and I told God, God, please help me. Please help me. So when I went back, they were not doing anything. I asked them, why aren't you doing anything? And then it just dawned on me that actually it was over. And as it was over, there was no need for oxygen. And there was no need for anything else. And so we had to wait there until we reported to the chief, reported to Embakasi police, and wait until about 3 o'clock when the police vehicle came to take my son and put him in a vehicle car and take him to the mortuary. That is the most wicked, hateful thing that you'll ever need to see. Youth, hakuna kitu ngumu sana ile huwezi kuongea. There is nothing. There is nothing so hard that cannot be discussed. Whether it was sexual violence, which I came to discover that he had been sodomized, whether it was bullying in school, whether it was peer pressure, whether it was failing his exams. So when he failed his exams, first of all, his knowing depression makes you have all the symptoms that are mentioned in that paper. All of them, he had them. He would come to the sitting room, he's dressed in his underwear, he doesn't care, he doesn't come out of bed. So I used to insist he comes and eats with us. He doesn't want to eat with us. And so they become very difficult when depression hits. So recognize, please, when somebody starts shutting down, there's a problem. This boy had grown up as a very healthy, loving, fun-loving boy, full of love, full of laughter, full of jokes. But something happened somewhere along the line, and he just started withdrawing. And I kid you not, within 6 months, he had committed suicide. Youth, I want to tell you, you know, you can think that you're the one in the problem. There's a place you will reach, you will be unable to pull yourself out again. So before you reach that pit, before you reach that bottom, please ensure that you have talked to somebody. Please ensure that you have shared with somebody. There's nothing too hard. There's nothing too hard. Bible says there is nothing new under the sun. So anything that you're going through is not new. It has happened to somebody else and it can be solved. We buried my son, but now the after effects are the worst. Because now I kept blaming myself. What didn't I do? What did I do? I tried to be as supportive as I wanted. He refused school. One day he just said, Mami sirudi hiyo shule. And that was it. I had to look for another school for him to go to. And when he went to another school again, then he refused to attend lessons. And then he attends exams, and then he's shocked that he fails his exams. And so when we showed him his results and he came home with the results, he couldn't believe it, and that's when he started going downhill. So the sisters, his sisters, my children, all tried to encourage him to do other things. You can't sit. Do you want to go to driving school? Do you want to go to college? Do you want to draw? Because he was a very good artist. Do you want to draw? What do you want to do? We'll do it for you. He says, Bado siko tayari, bado sijajua, I'll let you know. Then that day, he hung himself. But what it has happened, the after effects, is that thereafter, I'm the one who hit depression. I couldn't believe, I couldn't think, I couldn't eat. I couldn't think. How do you bury a 20-year-old son? A boy with mandevu? Somebody, how do you bury your son? Just how do you bury your son? In August this year, we went to fix his grave. And there's nobody who feels the pain apart from a mother, apart from a brother, apart from a sister. Nobody feels that pain. You might think that you're in a pit, but you're not. There is always help. I want to thank the government for making mental health a priority, because we would have lost so many. When we were going to collect my son that day, we were so many parents. We left at 5 in the morning because we were going to Siaya. And I tell you, 6 parents were there because of suicide. 6 parents. And those that were in there that were waiting to be collected the following day, some were being brought in. We cannot lose youth for something that has got a solution. We cannot lose you who have got the energy to build our country for something that has got solutions. I beg you to engage with the processes that are available for us, for the options that are open for us, and please, so that you don't hurt your parents also. Because even when you go, the pain remains with us. The pain remains with the sisters, the pain remains with the brother, and the stigma that is associated with suicide. I personally don't care. I personally don't care what anybody thinks about me. And that is why I said that just to honor my son's memory, I will speak about mental health. Thank you very much.
So sad that a young person so vibrant just feels down and decides to take away their lives. The pain of a mother who loses a loved son whom she really cares about. When I got that story from one of the social media platforms, I felt obliged to share with someone so that you see the decision you take when you're in a situation does not only affect you. It's not just about your life, it's about other people who care about you. It's about those people who love you. You're going to inflict a wound in the heart of someone you love. Before taking that decision, please speak to someone. People care about you. Open up your life, share, speak out. I said speak out. Yes, you have to speak out. It doesn't matter how you feel. You felt betrayed before when you shared out, but indeed you need to speak out. And that's my message for today. Speak out. Don't die alone. In our next video, we'll be talking about some of these hard situations and maybe trying to figure out ways of handling them. But for today, God bless you. Until we meet next. Bye.
He has done so much to me, I cannot tell it all.